Warren Buffett is a self-made billionaire and is known as the Oracle of Omaha. His success story highlights the power of determination, focus, patience, and calculated risks. In this video, we will take a closer look at his success story to discover some of the less obvious success secrets that usually lie hidden in his humble journey towards success. Childhood and early career. Warren Buffett was born in Omaha, Nebraska, in 1930. His parents were well off, but young Warren was driven to earn his own money from a young age. He had a passion for personal finance and was attracted to a book called 1,000 Ways to Make $1,000 when he was only 7. He sold whatever he could in the local neighborhood and picked up odd jobs in high school, such as washing cars and selling collectibles. His first semi-passive franchising income came when he and a friend bought a pinball machine and placed it in a local barbershop, which they later sold to a war veteran for $1,200. By the time he finished college, he had the equivalent of $112,000 in today's dollars saved. Columbia Business School. Buffett went to Columbia Business School, where he learned the principles of value investing from one of his professors, Benjamin Graham. These lessons would serve him well throughout his career as an investor. Professional career. Buffett began his professional career by working as a securities analyst at Buffett Falk & Company in Omaha, Nebraska. In 1956, he started his own company, Buffett Partnership Limited, which was a very successful venture, and he had made enough money to retire if he chose to do so. However, he decided to continue working because he found it enjoyable and stimulating. In 1959, he met Charlie Munger, who would become his business partner for life. Together, they formed Berkshire Hathaway, Inc., which is now one of the most successful companies in the world. Success as an investor. Buffett continued to grow his businesses and investments, creating tremendous wealth off of a mere $100 of initial investments. In 1962, the various partnerships he had formed generated over $7 million in wealth, and about $1 million of this was his personal share, making him a millionaire at only 32 years old. His next major move was to invest in and ultimately acquire the textile manufacturer Berkshire Hathaway, which would serve as the foundation for his eventual empire. He continued to invest in a variety of companies, including Coca-Cola, Gillette, and American Express. He also helped finance the launch of several businesses, such as the Washington Post and Geico Insurance. Buffett hit billionaire status in 1985, and he is still a multi-billionaire and considered one of the most successful investors in history. Educating a generation of investors. Buffett has been an outspoken advocate of investing in quality companies for the long term. He has taught investment principles since he was a young stockbroker in the 50s after taking a Dale Carnegie public speaking program. He has taught these lessons to millions of people over the past several decades through his annual shareholder letters, interviews, and books. He has also provided one of the longest case studies on index investing through his personal portfolio, which is now worth over $100 billion. Conclusion. Warren Buffett's success story showcases the importance of having a passion for personal finance and taking calculated risks. He believed in the principles of value investing, and his success as an investor has made him one of the most successful people in the world. Buffett has also taught a new generation of investors to look beyond traditional methods of stock picking and focus on quality companies for the long term. Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, is one of the most successful investors in history, with an impressive track record of picking stocks. In this video, we'll take a closer look at his portfolio for the year 2023 and discuss 3 of his biggest holdings: Apple, Bank of America, and Chevron. Apple. Apple is one of Warren Buffett's favorite stocks, and it's not hard to see why. The company's position in Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio comprises over 41% of the total invested assets, making it one of the 4 giants in his portfolio. Even though Apple's growth days are now behind it, it continues to be a cash flow juggernaut driven by innovation. CEO Tim Cook is spearheading an ongoing transformation that emphasizes subscription services, which tend to have high margins and can minimize revenue fluctuations when Apple is upgrading one or more of its physical products. Apple's capital return program is also impressive, having repurchased more than $550 billion of its shares over the past decade and is doling out one of the largest nominal dollar dividends in the world. Bank of America. Berkshire Hathaway has a significant stake in Bank of America, with the stock accounting for 10.6% of invested assets. Warren Buffett enjoys investing in financials, and Bank of America is his favorite bank stock at the moment. Banks are natural moneymakers, able to grow their loans and deposits over time and take advantage of the natural expansion of the U.S. economy. Bank of America's secret sauce is its interest rate sensitivity. With the Federal Reserve raising interest rates at the fastest pace in 4 decades, no large bank is seeing a larger benefit than B of A. These rate hikes are adding billions of dollars in net interest income each quarter, and the nation's central bank isn't done hiking rates. Chevron. Chevron is one of the newer additions to Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio, held since the fourth quarter of 2020, and accounts for 8.3% of invested assets. Warren Buffett and his investing lieutenants, Ted Weschler and Todd Combs, piled into Chevron because they believe that oil prices will remain elevated for years to come. COVID-19 caused oil and gas companies to pare back their capital expenditures, creating supply issues that will constrain crude oil supply for years to come, which is expected to provide a lift to the spot price of oil. Chevron's margins come from drilling, but the company is an integrated operator, owning transmission pipelines, refineries, and chemical plants, which help it generate predictable cash flow, as well as partially hedge against lower crude oil prices. Chevron also has a healthy balance sheet and has increased its base annual dividend for 36 consecutive years, and its board recently authorized an up to $75 billion share repurchase program. Conclusion. Warren Buffett's portfolio is well diversified, with investments across various sectors. Apple, Bank of America, and Chevron are 3 of his biggest holdings, and each of them has unique characteristics that make them attractive to Buffett. While it's essential to remember that past performance does not guarantee future results, Buffett's track record of picking stocks is something to take note of.